But one thing I've been continuing to hear is the Drake lawsuit drama, right? It's getting messy. Shit getting real messy. And I mean, I wish it didn't have to be like that. I wish he would have never sued. I wish, he would have never engaged in this beef. I wish he would have never called it quits, but he did, and all those things happened. And now I have to continue to talk about Drake. And the thing is, before this beef, like I always used to get on Drake. Niggas always said I hated Drake. I was hating on Drake. I didn't like Drake. Like the thing is, I always saw Drake for who he was. And these guys that I know, right, that are in the group chat, these guys who are my friends, right, they like Drake's music. But Drake, the person, like knowing the person that they are, the character, the guys of integrity that they are, I don't think they will rock with Drake like that if he was a real person in their life. If he was a real person without the fame, without the money, but just the person with the character flaws and issues that he has, I don't think we will be a friend of his. And if you are a friend of him and you bring him around, it'll be hard to be a friend of yours. So it's like, I feel like I be getting on Drake more, but now I feel bad for him because we've been getting on him so much. But at the same time, it's like, bro, I already saw this shit. Like, Kendrick ain't said nothing new that I ain't seen. Kendrick ain't said nothing. Like, a lot of people been letting a lot of shit go because they like him. A lot of people been letting that shit go, right? Let shit fly because they like him. But, like, he already been exposed. Kendrick didn't expose him to me, right? I always thought he was soft. I always thought, like, he wasn't authentic. And as we go on, I'm going to read a little bit of what Spotify said in a response to Drake's lawsuit claims. And beyond denying the allegations, Spotify repeatedly criticizes Drake for going to court in the first place, calling his claims of a conspiracy far-fetched and speculative, and questioning why Spotify, a stranger to the long-running feud between Drake, Kendrick, and UMG, is even involved. So we're a stranger. We're just the third party. We're just the messenger. They're basically saying, do not shoot the messenger. We just putting this music up. Y'all put this music up. Like, we're not in cahoots. So here's the quote, right? The predicate of petitioner's entire request for discovery from Spotify is false. Spotify and UMG have never had any such arrangement. What petitioner is seeking to do here is to bypass the normal pleading requirements and obtain by way of pre-action discovery that which it would only be entitled to seek were it to survive a motion to dismiss. This subversion of the normal judicial process should be rejected. The petition asserts no specific facts of any kind in support of these alleged RICO and deceptive practices violations. Instead, it relies exclusively on speculation or the claims of anonymous individuals on the internet. Right? So basically, all these claims that these are bots, you talking about DJ Academics when he was talking about this stuff, and he was talking about people were saying that Kendrick botted this song, and you're talking about the Jeremy Heck saying when they were asking Alexa to play Certified Lover Boy and they played Not Like Us, they saying this shit is just internet shit. Like, this is not even a real thing. He's getting his information from the internet and he's trying to run the court about it. And then they also saying, like, this is not even the typical protocol. Like, this is not, he can't even get a discovery. He shouldn't even be asking for a discovery. You got to go through the grounds of dismissal. You got to pass being dismissed before you can even ask for discovery. Like when people go to trial, they don't get the information from the defendants or the prosecutors until the trial is actually in place. They got to go through these pre-hearings to decide if this case will even be tried. And he's trying to bypass that legal situation, and he's trying to ask for stuff before like it's even been accepted that this is going to be a case. So that's the whole point. That's what Spotify is saying. And I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what it seems like. That's what I'm hearing. I'm no lawyer. I don't know legalese. I don't know that talk. But from my understanding, that's what I'm hearing. And then a spokesperson from Drake's legal team responded on Friday saying in a statement to Variety, it's not surprising that Spotify is trying to distance themselves from UMG's allegedly manipulative practice to artificially inflate streaming numbers on behalf of one of its other artists. If Spotify and UMG have nothing to hide, then they should be perfectly fine complying with the basic discovery request. Yeah, I get that, right? They should be fine if they have nothing to hide. Like, I don't have nothing to hide, right? If I got books, if I got files in my cabinet in my office and I have nothing to hide, that still doesn't mean I want you to go through snooping through my shit just because you can. Like, I don't want you in my house. I don't want you in my business. I don't want you in my files. I don't want you on my computer. I don't want you in my text messages. I don't want you into none of that stuff. Boy, get out of here. I don't want you in my text messages. I don't want you in none of that stuff. Right? Because that's my business. Like, you might not find nothing that got anything to do with you, but still, that's my personal business. Why do I need to open that up? So that's what we getting at here. That's what it sounds like Spotify is really saying. Like they trying to say, okay, well, if you ain't got nothing to hide, well, show us. Well, no, I'm not going to show you because I still don't want you snooping around my shit. Like, regardless, you trying to say I'm lying about some shit. You trying to say, no, it don't work like that. Get the right just get the right consent, get the right permission, and then you could do it. But until you do that, you can't do that. Cause I'm gonna stand pat by my decision. I don't want y'all snooping in my shit. I don't want you in my house. I don't want you in my files. I don't want you in my business. I don't want you into none of that. Right? Just because for my feelings of my personal business, I don't want you into that. So I feel like Drake's team saying that is like, it's kind of like gaslighting. It's kind of trying to throw it back on them and saying like, well, if you have nothing to hide, why don't you show it? But at the same time, it's like, no, regardless if I had nothing to hide, I'm still not giving you access. So unless you do it the right way, then you won't get access. And at the same time, do Spotify got some shit to hide? Maybe so. Maybe so, because we all know that they've done things for Drake, right? If that's what it boils down to, we all know that they done things for Drake. And the only reason why Drake has this information is because Drake has been a recipient of this type of behavior. So at the end of the day, it's not like he wasn't a beneficiary of this thing. So what's the point? But I like how Russ, if you know Russ, the rapper / singer, Russ, I like how he said it best. All right, and I'm going to read what he said. I like how from what I understand, they pushed the hearing back because the hearing was December 20th, and they pushed the hearing back. So now what I know is they like really posturing. They trying to figure things out. They trying to make some settlements. They trying to figure things out behind the scenes. So when they keep pushing the court dates back and back, they trying to reach an agreement before they even have to go to court and even actually like you know, do a case on this, right? Mitigate, or you know what I'm saying, litigate these circumstances. So Russ, he put a disclaimer. He said, "I love Spotify and I'm grateful for the platform that has connected my music with millions of fans worldwide. And this isn't about any label or artist in particular, more so just the system." Okay, he's saying Spotify knows who's faking their streams. LOL. However, they're not gonna ever, in my opinion, publicly expose any major labels due to potential consequences. Right? So major labels could retaliate by pulling their top artists from music from Spotify that will obviously diminish Spotify's value and attractiveness to subscribers. Spotify just punishes them behind the scenes, removes fake streams, and removes a song from playlists because they prioritize, makes sense, maintaining their access to major label content over publicly confronting stream manipulation, which essentially makes them a hostage of the major labels. Basically, Spotify publicly outing major labels is a lose-lose for everyone involved, right? Because if you're not gonna be streamed on Spotify, like, so Spotify has a connection with these major labels, right? So if they put these major label businesses out on Front Street, right, it's going to hurt them because the consequences could be the major labels turn on them, right, remove their artists from the streams. And now they're losing consumers, they're losing subscribers because they don't have that musical content that people are looking for. And then at the end of the day, since Spotify is a place that people go to stream, these artists are also losing other streams and revenue that could be coming from Spotify, you know what I'm saying, to help them get more attention, to help them get more streams, and just to help them sell more music. So it's a lose-lose from everyone. The record labels, Spotify, and even the artists. So it goes back to Drake. Like, is he really doing this for himself, or is he doing this for the music industry? And when Russ put it like that, if it's going to hurt the major labels, if it's going to hurt the business of Spotify, and in turn hurt the artists in general, like, is it really going to help anyone? And I know that a lot of independent artists believe that, well, we don't know like how we can count our streams. We don't know how we can get our dollars. We don't know what a stream is worth. Like, we don't know like who are these streaming companies, DSPs, that determine like what a stream of our song is worth. Right? Because that's how the artists are thinking. Like, if we could just do this physical, it'll be easier to monetize this. So at the same time, it will be a lose-lose for the DSPs and the record labels, but it could be a win for the artists if they find another way to get their product out globally, worldwide, at an efficient manner. Right? That's the only way like you can really win. And at the end of the day, why don't you just make a website, put your shit on the website, you know what I'm saying? Put ads out there so people can go to your website, buy the music, be able to download it on a phone, whatever, and do it like that, right? I feel like shit. That seems like it would be an easy thing, but like I feel like all the old songs, all the artists that we don't hear about, they're on these streaming sites, and there's no way to find these new artists, discover new music, just discover new vibes and just different feelings, and just, you know what I'm saying, music that we want to hear that we don't know that we need to hear. Artists that we like that has dropped something and we don't even know they dropped. And because we're using these streaming services now, we can look them up easily. So I mean, damn, it's crazy. It's a lot of web of confusion. It's tricky. It's complex. But I mean, damn, it's really like a damn if you do, damn if you don't thing. So I think really the goal is to make sure that Kendrick doesn't get to perform not like us on the Super Bowl level. I think that's really what this petition is about and what this potential lawsuit could mean. Like, I think that's what it means. So, you know, we'll see.